Good morning, student. Here myself, Dimpy S. Tiwari. Again, we'll continue with the first chapter, that is nature, purpose, and scope of business. Student, in last lecture, we have discussed profession and employment. In profession, we have discussed meaning and characteristic. Employment, we have discussed meaning and characteristic. Even we have discussed the comparison of business, profession and employment. Hope so you have done with the revision also. So today we'll start with the new topic. So today's topic is classification of business activity. Inside there is a three types actually, but we'll discuss only one type, that is trade. Internal content of trade, meaning, characteristics and types. In today's lecture we will discuss point number 1.8 and 1.9, that is classification of business activity and trade. Yes, so let's start with the same. Here is the point 1.8, that is classification of business. Children, you can see the diagram. It is classified in three ways, that is trade, commerce and industry. 1.8 is the simple one, that is the classification we are reflecting, the classification of business activity. It is bifurcating by three ways, that is trade, commerce, industry. And today we will discuss only the first one, that is trade. The other two, commerce and industry, will discuss in next lecture. So let's start with the first one, that is trade. 1.9 trade. 1.9.1 is the meaning of trade. We'll discuss the meaning, characteristic and types. So first of all we are discussing the meaning. Here is the point. Exchange of commodity or service in return of commodity or service, or exchange of commodity or service in return of money with the motive of profit between two persons is called trade. In simple language, exchange of goods and services. In return we are getting monetary transaction or any kind of profit is called trade. Here is the example. When you purchase a book from a shopkeeper, you pay money against the purchase of the book is called trade. Because you have took the book and you have paid the price, that is money. The shopkeeper has received the money and you have received the book. You both have done the trade in exchange of goods and services in place of money or profit is called trade. I hope so you all are getting my example. If you want to give self example, even you can do so. Just pause the video right now and give the example to learn the concept. Give any of the example to yourself. Okay, hope so you all have done. Then here, exchange of commodity is done in return of money. In your example even, you have done the exchange commodity in return of money. Either you are the shopkeeper or you are the purchaser. You can keep yourself in any of the place. Either you are exchanging the commodity or exchanging the money. Then when you purchase bus ticket and travel by bus, you get exchange of service in return of money paid. The next example even I have given in the conclusion, guys. See, you have purchased the bus ticket for traveling. You are exchanging the service in return of money. This is also called one kind of trade. Hope so you are getting the meaning of the trade. So let's start with the characteristic. With the help of characteristic, you can come to know that which kind of trade are there. So the first is, trade is an economic activity. While you are doing the trade, you are accepting the money or exchanging the money. That means this is the economic activity. Highlight the same. Second, there are two parties in trade, purchaser and seller. The shopkeeper or you, the bus conductor or you, or in fact you have took any of the example inside the same, two of the person you have included, yourself and some of the other person. So two parties in trade can include purchaser and the seller. Then third one, exchange is essential in trade. See, shopkeeper are having book, you are having money, but you both are not interested to exchange the same. This is called trade? No, na. That means the essential exchange is essential in the trade. You are agree to purchase the book and they are agree to sell the book. Then only trade is possible. Then only exchange is possible. So exchange is essential while you are doing the trade. Then fourth one, in trade, transfer of ownership of goods and services are done. As a shopkeeper, I'm just giving the example. You are purchasing the book and I am the shopkeeper. Fine. Now I am giving you the book. Book is there in my hand. When I have allotted to you, in exchange I have given to you and I have accepted the money in return. Now the ownership I have directly transferred to you. Now the owner of the book is who? Here I am or you are? But obvious you are, because you have paid the price. So the transfer of ownership is possible for exchanging the goods. Now the fifth one, in exchange of goods, either an amount is paid or goods are exchanged. See, as a shopkeeper, I have accepted the amount and you have accepted the book. So we have done the trade. But even suppose you have came in my shop for giving your last year book for half price. I'm not going to give you the half price. In exchange, you can take the current year book. You guys are right now there in 11th standard, fine. You came in my shop, you have given me the books of last year, that is 10th standard book for half price. And the book is for 20 rupees. Your half price is 10 rupees, fine. And you are purchasing the current year book which is for 30 rupees. So how much amount you are supposed to pay in that place? In exchanging 10 rupees and the other amount you are supposed to pay, that is 20 rupees more. Fine. So this means in exchange of goods, you can even pay the amount or even you can exchange goods. You are exchanging the books in place of books. Okay. Now the sixth one. Trade is a continuous activity. Exchanging of goods and services is universal. Exchanging of goods and services even at the home. While you are doing your, suppose you guys are having siblings. So you ask to your one of the brother or sister, ki pass me this or that. And they are supposed to say, ki, okay fine, but just bring one glass of water. That means what? You guys are doing trade. Yes. You are serving something to them and they are providing something back. So this is called exchange process. In house, in market, in school, even though while you are playing with your friends, you are going with your mama in market, you are going with papa anywhere. This activity is universal. You can see anywhere. Then the seventh one. The value of goods or services is determined in terms of money. The value of goods or services is determined in terms of money. While you are doing the business, you are doing the trade, exchanging the goods and services. The services should be valued in terms of money. Is essential. Actually, this is essential in business. Then the eighth one, trade is a legal activity. Exchanging the goods, accepting the money, providing the service. This is the universal concept, continuous concept. That means this is the legal activity. This is the legal activity. So here are the 8 points. First is trade is the economy activity. Second, there are two parties in the trade, that is purchaser and seller. Exchange is essential in trade. Fourth, transfer of ownership is done. Fifth, exchange of goods and services either with the amount or with the goods can be possible. Sixth is the continuous activity or universal activity. Seventh, the value of goods can be determined in terms of money. You can take the example of barter system even in 7th point. While suppose I am in 7th one, I am asking, suppose I ask you to give me your footwear. You are supposed to ask me, give my golden chain. You are asking me to give my golden chain. You are giving me your footwear. This is called barter system? Not at all. Not at all. That means whatever goods you are exchanging in the same place, you can exchange the good which is determined with the help of money. You can take the example of wheat, jawar, bajra, rice, etc. Even in the precious item, if you are exchanging, doing the barter system for the precious item, in return you can give the precious item only. So you can determine the goods and services with the help of money. Then trade is a legal activity. This is the universal and continuous activity. So this is the legal activity. Hope so you are getting the characteristic of trade. So children, we are moving forward, that is 1.9.3 types of trade. You can see the diagram. Internal trade, international trade. You can exchange the goods and services, internal trade or international trade. You can do with the help of both criteria. Let's see the following points. So the first is internal trade. Here is the point. Trade among different regions within the boundary of a country is called internal trade. Within the boundary in the country is called internal trade. Even internal trade is divided in two parts. A, wholesale trade. B, retail trade. You can see the diagram here. A, wholesale trade. B, retail trade. Here is the point A, that is wholesale trade. Content. A wholesaler purchases goods in bulk from the producer and distribution them to the retailer as per his requirement. The wholesaler are purchasing the goods in a bulk and distributing towards the retailer as per the requirement. Then the wholesaler is a connecting link between the producer and the retailer. Take the example. Suppose I am the producer, your teacher here, Dimpy Miss is your producer. You are the wholesaler, or your one of the friend is your retailer. Take two of the friend as a retailer. Take example. Then suppose I am producing the goods. I am giving in a bulk quantity to you. You are the wholesaler. and you are providing that goods to the retailer as per the requirement, to your friends as per the requirement. So that means between your friend and me, you are the link, you are the intermediate person, you are the connecting between us. So that means the wholesaler, you are the important person here. Listen to me carefully. You are the important person here. You are the wholesaler. I am the producer. Your Dimpy Miss is the producer and your friend is retailer. That means the wholesaler is the link between the producer and retailer. You are the connecting link between the Dimpy Miss and your friend, the producer and the retailer. Okay. Then the B point, that is retail sale. In retail trade, a retailer purchases goods from wholesaler and supply them to the consumer as per their requirement. Now here, the purchaser of goods, that means retailer is your friend. Take example, you are one of the friend. I am taking example of my friend Dimple. Fine, she is my friend and I am just keeping her as a retailer. Now she will supply the goods to the consumer, that is customer. Now customer to anybody can. Fine, customer to anybody can. So now Dimple will supply the goods to the customer or the consumer as per their basic requirements. Is called retail sale. Fine. Now even you can say one point if you want to include na, so you can include that your friend is link or connecting person, intermediate person between you and customer, between you and customer, between the wholesaler and the customer. Retailer is the intermediate. You can take the example. Fine. Hope so you are getting the point. Now second is international trade. Trade between two countries is called international trade. Trade between India or Pakistan, trade between India or USA is called international trade. International trade crosses the boundary of the country. We are crossing the boundary of our country. Example I have given here. First, a Japanese company selling television to Indian traders. A Japanese company selling television to Indian traders. Second, Kesar mango being sent from India to USA. Kesar mango being sent from India to USA. Now in international trade there is the three types: import, export, re-export trade. Import, export and re-export trade. Which are they? Let's see with the help of example. A. Export. You can see in the diagram. India, USA. I am repeating the previous example here, children. India sending the Kesar mango in USA. This is called export. We are exporting from our country to other country. Sending the goods, export. Second one, import. See the diagram. India purchasing the television from Japanese. We are importing the goods. We are getting in the goods, getting in our country. That is import. India, Japanese getting in the goods. That is we are purchasing the television. This is called import. Re-export. I have not made any diagram over here, but listen my words here. See, some of the country, and again I am giving the example, fine. Just keep you, me and your friend. You, me and your friend. Myself A, you are B, your friend is C. We are the three country. A, B, C. Fine. Now, C wants to purchase one goods from A. That means your friend wants to purchase goods from me. Fine. It's too far to purchase the goods, and in fact it will increase the transportation price. Suppose the goods is for 20 rupees and I am sending towards C, so I will ask for 35 rupees, 15 rupees for the transportation and 20 rupees for the goods. And the same goods I am transporting to you, because you are the middle country. B is the middle country. So the same goods, for 20 rupees goods, I am sending to you, and I am going to take the price 25 rupees. 20 rupees for goods and 5 rupees for the transportation. You can increase the price even 7 rupees. But I am just asking for 5 rupees as a transportation charges. Fine. So you can see the difference between the cost of the product. I am sending the goods to B in exchange of 25 rupees. I am sending the same goods to C in exchange of 35 rupees. The difference is 10 rupees. Fine. So what you will do as an intermediate country, you will purchase that goods from me by giving me 25 rupees, and you will send that same good to C country in exchange of 30 rupees. How much you are earning from your C country? 5 rupees. Your earning from that country is 5 rupees. Fine. And you are purchasing from me by 25 rupees. So now you can see the difference. If the C country will purchase from A country, so they have to pay 35 rupees. And if the same goods they will purchase from the B country, so they have to pay only 30 rupees. So they can save their 5 rupees per product. 5 rupees per product. So you can see the difference. So re-export trade is all about B country is doing the same. That is intermediate country. You are getting the goods purchased from one country, importing in your country, then the same goods you are exporting to the other country in exchange of price, but you are increasing little price. Some question comes in your mind ki why they are not directly purchasing from me. So I have already told you, they are supposed to face a loss of 5 rupees. I am going to give them goods in exchange of 35 rupees. You guys are giving the goods in exchange of 30 rupees. So there is a changes of 5 rupees. There is a difference of 5 rupees. In place of per product I am talking about. That means they are going to prefer you for exporting their goods, not to me. So re-export trade is all about international trade between 3 countries A, B, C. A will export to B and B will re-export to C after getting the required money. So children, today we have covered classification of business activity, trade, commerce and industry, and the point 1.9, that is trade, meaning, characteristic and types. Hope so you are supposed to maintain the notebook, write down the all content. You can even write your own example. Have any query you can ask in your regular session. Thank you for the day.